Hey, good morning, everyone. How's it going today? Coach Alvarez here, back at you another episode, Coffee with Coach. Bringing those mental vitamins to you. Hope you're up doing well, got the mind in the right place, but if not, let's go ahead and put it in the right place. So yesterday, I was talking about the first degree of action. Okay, I'm in chapter 7. There's 4 degrees of action. Again, if you're not up to date with where I'm at, I'm in the 10X rule book, okay, Grant Cardone. And he's talking about 4 degrees of action. All right, so the one yesterday was the do nothing, okay? Do nothing people that don't do anything. But how it does take work, okay? It does take work to do nothing because you got to make up excuses to why you're not doing anything, all right? So that's the first degree, all right? Second degree, all right? We'll go ahead and get into it, knock it out, okay? Are the retreaters. So you have do nothing, all right, as the first degree of action, okay? Even though it says action, you're not really doing anything, but you are. And then you have the retreaters, all right? So let me go ahead and get into it, and then we'll break it down. Retreaters are those who take actions in reverse, probably in order to avoid negative experiences that they imagine will come as a result of taking action. The retreater personifies the fear of success phenomenon. He or she has experienced results that were not fruitful, or that he or she did not perceive as fruitful, and has therefore decided to avoid taking further actions that might prompt this occur to again. Okay, I refer to that so many times that we can use competition or whatever in life where you try to get after something and you don't get it right away, or when you want to get it and then you're done with it. All right, you start to retreat. All right, like the do-nothings, retreaters justify their responses and believe it is in their best interest to remain operating at the current level. Retreaters claim to be doing so in order to avoid more rejection and or failures. It is almost never the actual rejection or failure that has impacted them. More often than not, it is their impression and evaluation of what failing and rejection means that is causing them to retreat. Okay, so it's more of just a feeling, all right, and not really the actual thing the actual rejection or the actual failure itself is just the fact that you didn't get it, and how you feel about that makes you retreat. Like doing nothing, retreating is an action that requires effort and hard work. Watch any healthy child and you will see that it is not normal human behavior to retreat, but rather to advance and conquer. Usually retreating only comes about as a result of being told to do so over and over. So many of us are instructed during childhood, don't touch that, be careful, don't talk to him, get away from that, and so on, and then start to adopt the retreat as an action. We tend to be pulled away from the very things about which we're most curious. Although it's often for our own good and supposedly keeps us safe, it can be difficult to rebound from these years of holding back, which might be why it's so difficult for so many of us to try new things later in life. We might even be encouraged to retreat by a work associate, friend, or family member who believes we are too ambitious and focused on a single area of our lives. Man, really good stuff, right? Been told, don't touch that, don't do this, don't do that our entire lives, and we want to go get something. We're just, programmed not to go get it, all right? That was something that we're curious about. Regardless of the reasons why retreaters move themselves in the opposite direction of goals, the outcome is usually the same. I would imagine that everyone reading this knows someone who retreats, and perhaps you can even see how you retreat in some area of your life. Any realm in which you have assumed you can no longer advance and improve and are now deciding that there is nothing you can do would be considered an area of retreat. The stock market sucks. I'm never investing in it again. Retreat. Most marriages fail. I'm staying single. Retreat. The acting business is too tough. I'll just be a waiter for the rest of my life. Retreat. The job market is terrible. No one is hiring. I'm filing for unemployment. Retreat. I can't control the outcome of the election, so I'm not even going to bother to vote. Retreat. A lot of us can probably think that way now, whatever side of the aisle you're on. You're not going to go vote because you just don't think that it's going to help whatsoever, your vote, okay? So don't do that. Go out and vote, regardless of what the party you're with. They all still require some kind of action to be taken, even if it's just making a decision. Those who retreat will spend a lot of time justifying why they are retreating. There is usually no arguing with these individuals, as they have typically convinced themselves completely that they are merely doing what they need to survive. They will then spend as much energy justifying their decision to retreat as the most successful person will in creating success. Okay, I'm going to read that back. They will then spend as much energy justifying their decision to retreat as the most successful person will in creating success. So you can use that energy to create excuses, or use that same amount of energy to go create success. Successful people are using that energy instead of creating an excuse to go get after it. So get after it, right? The best thing you can do for the retreaters is to give them this book and allow them to identify for themselves that they are retreating. Once a person sees the 4 degrees of action and realizes that each requires energy, he or she may start to make other healthier choices. After all, if you're going to expend effort, why not do so in a direction of success? Okay, so really good stuff. That's the 2nd degree of action. Then the next day I'll go over the 3rd degree. All right, so it's just one of those things. Again, as a jiu-jitsu coach, I deal with that all the time. Competitions, you know, you get someone that wants to compete. They get all excited. They see other students out there competing, winning, and they want to try it out, and they go out and it doesn't go their way, and then they're done. They don't want that feeling anymore. They don't like the feeling of failure. And it's not really that they failed. I mean, they didn't get the gold medal that they wanted, but you still learn something in the process. You're on your way to getting better, but instead you think you're not getting good, you're not as good, you're not good, and then you just want to go ahead and retreat and give up. So many people I know have done that, and so many people I know have done that in other areas of their life, you know, me included, you know. But obviously, you know, having all these books around me and listening to these audios and stuff like that day in and day out, I'm getting better and better and better at, you know, not allowing things to dictate where I'm going to go. You know, I dictate where I'm going to go. Yeah, I have feelings like everyone else. Yeah, I lose like everyone else. I take the L sometimes, but not as much as I used to, because my mind would allow me to just feel that way. Like, you know, back up, retreat, go the other way because it hurts, it's painful. I don't like that emotional feeling, which most of the time is just an emotional feeling. You're not really physically in pain. You're just, you know, emotionally broken down because you didn't achieve something that you wanted, like right this instant. And most of the time it's not going to happen right this instant. It's going to happen later because you got to put in the work. You got to go through some struggles and, you know, go through a process to get what you want. And then I think that's kind of where, you know, society is today. It's just like a fast acting, you know, get it now, right now, you know. For instance, like Amazon, you know, you can get it for free in a week, or you can pay extra to get it tomorrow, you know. And sometimes, you know, you'll do that, but life doesn't work that way. There's no price you can pay really to get the result tomorrow. You actually got to put in the work and go through the process and the struggle and go through those ups and downs, peaks and valleys and everything else to go get what you want. So let's go get what we want. Let's go through that process. Let's go through the struggle. Let's go through those things that are tough, and get to the other side and see what that feels like. Because obviously, you know what retreating feels like. If you've given up on anything before, you know what that feels like. But if you want something you haven't gotten yet, let's go see what that feels like, what the winning feels like. So let's get in the win column, stop taking the L's, stop retreating, doing nothing, and then let's go get after it. All right, you guys have a great day. I'll catch you guys on the next one.